Hello, my name is Alex and I have too many seeds. They're in every nook, cranny, junk drawer. They're where they should be, where they shouldn't be, and stuffed into every single coat pocket that I've ever worn for the last I don't know how many years. It's a problem. I'm a problem. And it's a problem that I'm going to be sharing with you today because I just received all of my seed orders for 2025 that I'm going to be planting in my garden, and I am so excited to share them with you. So let's get into it. So I've bought seeds from 2 different places this year, and they all fit in this cute little bag, which I feel like is maybe a success in and of itself, that I've only bought enough seeds to fit in this teeny tiny little bag. That feels like a win. So maybe I didn't go as crazy as I thought I did. Which I feel like. So the first place that I bought seeds from this year is from Baker Creek. And I love their seed packs because they have pictures right there. So I can show them to you very easily. I bought 2 different kinds of stock. I love stock. I think it's like such an old-fashioned flower. It smells so delicious. I always tell people it's my favorite, but then it feels like a weird favorite to have. So I don't know, maybe you shouldn't be insecure about your favorite flowers. I'm not insecure about them. I think they're beautiful. I have so many different colors, but I picked up the vintage brown.
Ooh.
And then I also picked up the spray antique pink,
Woo! Woo!
which is very pretty and sort of has like an ombre purple feel to them. I guess they're pink. I don't know why I say purple. They look purple in the picture, but I guess you can call that pink. Just like they say brown, but tell me, is that a brown that you've ever seen in your life? That looks more pink than the pink. I don't know. You tell me. Moving on, I also bought a few flowers for containers. I like to say that I bought them for my mom because she loves planting in pots and containers, but I do too, so I'm gonna say we'll probably share them. But I bought these really pretty salmon sunset 4 o'clocks.
Ooh.
And I just think that they have such a nice, like, vibrant tropical color with like that orange and the pink center. I think those are gonna be really pretty. And then I absolutely love violas and pansies. I bought some really fun mixes last year of like this mulberry, purpley, maroon. It's such a pretty mix. And then I also had antique mixes of violas that I loved, but I found some other cuties for this year. I bought these pansy brushstroke violas.
Woo! Woo!
And I just think that the color on these is so beautiful, and I think that this one, I really want, I don't know if I can be picky, but this one down here on the bottom, that's the one I'm hoping for. Okay, so we'll cross our fingers. But I think that these are going to be really stunning. I could probably plant these out right now, just throw them in some pots, and they will do just fine. I also bought these pansy bunny ears violas because I thought they were cute. Right? They're just little friendly flowers, so I'm excited for all 3 of those. Next, I got a couple of varieties of nasturtium. I love nasturtium. I always talk about how much I love nasturtium, but the aphids go absolutely wild over them, which, I mean, is kind of the point. They are a trap crop, so I try to remind myself that as much as I love them, they're doing their job and keeping the aphids away from my other flowers. But it's still a heartache for me. So to break my heart a little bit harder this year, I got this really pretty cherry rose jewel.
Ooh.
And then I got this Tip Top pink blush.
Woo! Woo!
And I think that both of these will be really fun. I want to try to use nasturtium in some of my cut arrangements, hopefully before the aphids get to them. We'll see, but I think that both of these colors are going to be like so pretty in little arrangements and bouquets and things like that. So I'm excited to try out both of these. And then next, this is also a flower that I feel like I could probably just like throw in some pots right now. But I got 2 different kinds of poppies because I love poppies. I got this Florist Pepper Box, which is just like a really fun, pretty texture and color. For me, like any flower that brings a really interesting like texture to the garden and arrangement, like whatever, I just think that that is like so fun, and it brings such a different level of interest, and I don't know how to explain it, but I love a textury flower, so I'm very excited about that. And then I also bought this really beautiful ombre pink Poppy Supreme.
Ooh.
Tell me that is not one of the most gorgeous flowers you've ever seen. I don't think you can, okay? This is, she's pretty. She is a pretty flower, and I am very, very excited to see it bloom. But finally, I bought a few varieties of veg. I didn't buy very many different vegetable varieties this year because I still have so many from last year and the year before. So I am still gonna grow like peppers and tomatoes and green beans and things like that. But this year I grow lettuce already, but I did buy this crisp mint romaine lettuce. I love romaine lettuce. I think it's my favorite of all the lettuces. I don't know why, it just feels like such a heartier lettuce. I think it's the stalk that goes down the middle. It's funny because I used to hate that. When I would get a salad at a restaurant, I would cut the stalks of the romaine away from the leafy part and just eat the leafy part. But now, I'm all about those stalks. So, you know, as we age, we mature. Speaking of maturing, I bought this pink celery because that is so pretty and so cool. I'm a colorful person and I love a colorful veg. So I'm very, very excited about this. I've never grown celery before, but on the back of this packet, it does say, extra easy to grow celery, perfect for a kid's garden. So, I mean, if a child can grow it, here's hoping I can too. So those are all of the flower varieties and vegetables that I bought from Baker Creek. Now moving on to the order from Johnny's. I put these in alphabetical order for no one's enjoyment, probably except for my own. So first up I have Agrostemma. And I have never planted Agrostemma. I think it's gonna make a really nice filler type flower for my bouquets. I see it in other people's gardens and I think it's so pretty. It gives me like cottage garden vibes. I'm very excited about these guys. And then next I bought these light pink asters. I love asters. I made a whole video about them. If you want to check that out, I'll link it somewhere. But I think that these are one of their like new varieties. And they always get me with the new variety thing because I'm like, oh, I haven't seen these before. I haven't grown these before. I must buy them. Must I? Probably not, but they look really gorgeous. The other asters I usually grow have kind of a peachy tone to them. I think that these are more of like a cool toned pink. So I think that'll be really pretty. And then next up I have 4 varieties of cosmos. Okay, I have the Double Click Bicolor Violet, the Double Click Cranberries, the Double Click Snow Puff, and the Double Click Rose Bonbon. Here they are. In case it's not obvious, I'm a big fan of the Double Click Cosmos. I'm a pretty big fan of all cosmos, but the Double Click is more of a double bloom than a single bloom. So for cut arrangements, they're just a lot fuller, they're a lot sturdier. The petals don't like bruise or break or fall off or anything as easily. So I like to grow a healthy mix of like the double cosmos and the single bloom cosmos and use all of them. The problem that I know I'm gonna run into this year is that I already grow, for my single blooms, I have the Rubenza, which I've talked about a lot. I love it. The Apricota and the Apricot Lemonade. They're all gorgeous and stunning and I love them. And these are also so gorgeous and beautiful, and trying to figure out where all of these different Cosmo varieties are gonna go in my garden, it's gonna be a tricky one, okay? I don't know if I'll find room for all of them, but stick with me on this journey and see what I come up with. So next I have 2 different kinds of marigolds. I have a giant orange marigold and a cocoa gold. Marigolds used to be a flower that I totally slept on. I was just not that interested in them. They smell kind of funky, which is actually a good thing because Marigolds will detract? It sounds so weird. Marigolds will detract pests from your garden because they don't really like the smell. So they make a really good companion plant, but these giant marigolds are just, I think, so beautiful and stunning in your garden, in arrangements. I love the bold pop of color. It's like this giant globe of like orange or yellow. Last year I grew some of the, I think they're Kilimanjaro white marigolds. They were beautiful. I am looking forward to these like giant marigolds. Shouldn't sleep on marigolds. I think they're beautiful. So let's see. So next I have this white scabiosa.
Woo!
I am a sucker for any kind of delicate, lacy type of flower. I think scabiosa is like so perfect. It's like a little dainty doily. I don't think I can sell that any better for you. So next I have two different varieties of snapdragons. I have the Madame Butterfly Pink. It's very straightforward. And then I have the Double Frappe Light Pink. So I mentioned in my garden wrap-up that last year I grew a snapdragon called the Twinny Apple Blossom, and it was both my biggest letdown and my favorite flower in my garden. The blooms on it, like I absolutely fell in love with the flowers. They are that roughly double bloom, pink and white tie-dye type color. Is so beautiful. I didn't know that it was a short variety. I thought it was a cut flower. I thought it was gonna be tall. It broke my heart, but I also fell in love with it. So I had a lot of mixed emotions, and I've been on the hunt for a snapdragon that resembles that. Now, a lot of you mentioned that I should get a variety of Madame Butterfly, and you're right. They have the same like shape of bloom as that Twinny Apple Blossom, but it's not the same color. Someone did comment and said that there is a Apple Blossom Snapdragon, and it is absolutely beautiful. It's the perfect color, but it doesn't have that roughly double bloom. And so I don't know, you guys. I've had a rough time trying to find. I just wish that they would make this specific Apple Blossom Snapdragon into a tall variety. Okay, if anybody is listening out there, that's my one wish. Please, I beg you, make it come true. But since that's probably not in the cards, I am very excited about both of these. This Double Frappe Light Pink is really, really stunning, and it's just like a nice soft pink that I am very excited about. So both of those are going to be great. And then for the grand finale, I have some zinnias. I have three different kinds. I have the Zinderella Peach.
Ooh.
I normally grow the Zinderella Lilac, and then there's also this really pretty like pink cupcake mix that has a lot of these like Zinderella blooms. I'm just really in the mood for like a bright tropical type of feeling in the garden. I still love my muted colors. You'll see that in a second, but I also just want to add some like bright, fun things to the garden. And then both of these zinnias, I feel like everyone has bought them that I've seen in every seed haul. They are new varieties for Johnny's. They are the Ballerina zinnias and the Agave zinnias. And the agave zinnias I'm really excited about because, like I said before, I love any flower that has like a really fun, interesting texture. And the blooms on this have those really spiky, full flowers. And I'm just so excited to see what they look like. They also have some really cool colors. It's again like a lot of those sunset, warm tones of pink and orange and red and yellow and colors like that. So I'm really excited about these. Whereas like the Ballerina mix, they kind of have a similar bloom with like the texture. I think they call it a cactus style bloom, but they're like your soft, romantic pinks and peaches and kind of like soft creams and yellows. So I'm like really looking forward to these also. They're on different ends of the spectrum, but that's kind of where I'm at. I'm like, do I want like soft romantic colors? Because I bought a lot of those. Do I want bright, fun, tropical, like summer, hot colors? Because I bought a lot of those. The garden is going to be an interesting place this year. That's all I can say. So those are all the seeds that I bought for this year. I did, before I forget, I did buy some of the caramel rudbeckia because somebody commented on my rudbeckia video asking if I had ever seen them, and I hadn't, and I looked them up and I was like, I need these. So I did buy them. I'm not sure what I did with the seed packet, but those are also getting planted this year. And I'm very excited about them. And thank you for your recommendation. Please share with me down in the comments what seeds you've bought for this year, what you're excited about growing. I would love to know all of it. I love reading your comments. I'm sorry sometimes it takes me a minute to get back to you, but I do read all of your comments and I try to respond to everyone. So I appreciate you being here and I appreciate all the recommendations and all of your kind words. So let me know what you're growing and I will see you guys all in the next one.